here today, the ghost of Lithos. Did I say that right? Lithos?
Yes,
Lithos.
Lithos, okay. And we got the leader of... God damn it, Ghost from the Past. My bad, it slip of the tongue.
I was going to say, you should get this one right.
Ghost from the Past. Yeah, we got the leader of Ghost from the Past. And then everybody knows me, the humble pizza-loving leader of the Ragdivers, IV626. That's IV as in Vector 626.
Humble.
Big, yeah, you know, humble me. Big, what's up, man? I know you said 9:30, big, but we couldn't wait around. So go ahead, sit up in the comments, listen to anything, and you can throw any comments in the feed. At least now I know that my live stream's working. I was gonna have my girl check, but I know it's working. So appreciate you, big. Wife, yeah, appreciate you. So you're looking out at Angel Ventures right now, my original home planet. Figured this would be a good spot for us to sit down and talk. And like I said, I'm really asking you guys for aid on a certain planet as of right now. And if we have time later, maybe talk about a Laffy's pizza deal. But let's get down to brass tacks. Or first off, go ahead. I introduced your faction. Go ahead, tell us a little bit about your faction and any YouTubes, TikToks, Discords, anything like that you want to go ahead and shout out. You can go ahead and do that. Fallen, you still there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm bouncing between a few different things right now, multitasking.
No, you're good. Before we get started, if there's any YouTubes that you want to shout out, TikToks, anything like that, go ahead and do that, and then tell me a little bit about your faction. We'll tell the viewers a little bit about your faction.
So, when it comes to do social at the moment, we really only have full-on YouTube channel set up under Ghost of Lithos. I am looking to probably later on get TikTok running for a lot of the shorts I make and stuff, as well as maybe even a Reddit side, but for now it's just the YouTube and obviously our Discord server. As for who we are, complicated. We've had a long history. So when we first were founded, it was many months ago, back during the first foundings of the CD. We went by the name of ODST, actually. And we were one of the founding divisions over in the CD. For the longest time, we served as the CD's Black Ops unit and infiltration unit. And so you had like the CD Spec Ops, but then you had us where we operated quite outside of the guidelines of command, I suppose I could say.
Okay.
A couple months ago, we had a few issues with the ex-CD leader self-concentrate. So at the time, I had decided to remove my people from the CD and become our own faction for a little while. But then after Self left the CD and Crash became in charge, we technically returned, and we technically serve as a quote-unquote division there. However, we serve a bit more of a sub-faction role, as well as more of a
Turn it down, baby.
on good terms role, I suppose you could say. We operate outside of CD's chain of command, operating off of our own chain of command. So we do as we please, basically help CD if things see fit, if it benefits us on Lithos as well.
Okay.
I mean, I try and help them out as much as we can, seeing they helped out with the liberation of Lithos. But, yeah, we are basically just a Black Ops unit based out of Lithos.
Yeah, I talked to your second in command whenever I did the peace treaty between Sniper's group and yours with your second in command Bearded. I talked to him. He told us a lot about that. You guys are just from where I'm from, we call it affiliation. So you guys are just heavily affiliated with the CD. And the whole Lothoff thing, couple weeks prior, I did a whole. So people in my faction and people in Sniper's faction call me the Oracle. I've been 4 for 4 on the last major orders on predictions, and it's fixing to be 5 for 5. But I predicted Sniper's planet being liberated. I predicted your planet being liberated with the major orders and everything. That it was all in the live stream. Everybody that watches this, they already know all about that. And then it's who did I have that conversation with? I think it was Irish Potato. Irish Potato in your group. I love Irish Potato, by the way. Shout out to him. Great guy. Me and him have little things going back and forth. He's great. I love Irish Potato. Give him a promotion. But yeah, so we had a live stream where we was talking, and I predicted the planet next to it was going to need to be liberated, and we was going to have to go through your planet and this and that, and there was going to be more forces there and all that stuff. So, like I said, with my knowledge and with everybody calling me the Oracle and stuff like that, and me knowing, kind of like looking at the map and knowing what's coming next, that's why I asked you guys, sort of as like, hey, do you mind coming in? And I know you have more forces than me and Sniper and everything like that. Do you guys mind coming in and helping us? We can actually go step over at the table real quick so I can show you visually what I'm talking about. We'll get straight into the brass tacks. So, Sniper, where you at? Sniper, come to the table.
I can see it from up here.
Just get to the table. That's his spot, bro. How are you gonna just take his spot? He was literally standing there.
Okay. I just pressed E as soon as I came over.
Okay. So we got my bad. Sorry, brain fart. So the next major order is most likely going to be over here on this planet, Ashuna. I'm terrible at names. Don't mind my pronunciation. I can't speak English. Is most likely going to be over on this planet. If not, it's going to be somewhere in the Marine sector, Draco sector, or this sector over here. Now, as you can see, the gloom is spreading down this way, and it's spreading to planets that aren't liberated. So this gloom is going to spread here. We have no access points, so it's going to spread down here, 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 cut over. It's also going to spread from here to Patch Bay, and then it's going to spread here. It's going to link back up. When it spreads here, it's going to link up, and then it's going to drop down and spread here. Once it does that, the bugs are going to take this planet, and it's going to spread here. Once that happens, the Illuminate forces over here, right now we got them in a chokehold. So if we can take this line, Genesis Prime, Parsh, and Effluvia, we'll pretty much have them in a chokehold because they're going to want to evacuate. We're going to have them in a chokehold where they can't evacuate from this sector, and we leave them no choice but to evacuate from this sector. Because when they evacuate, they're going to want to get to the Meridian sector. They've always wanted to get over there. So that's most likely where they're going to try to evacuate from. They are going to sacrifice their forces that they have over here to the gloom, especially with how we have them in a chokehold right now. They're going to sacrifice their forces over here and let them fall to the gloom. Then they're going to move a majority of their forces through these planets here. Boom, 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 boom. And they're going to want to evacuate from Parsh. The people on Seashell Bay are going to push this planet next. When they push this planet, it's going to leave them no choice but to either, like I said, evacuate from Parsh or evacuate from Genesis Prime. My main suggestion, because I know that you guys mainly fight on the Illuminate front, you guys have a lot of ties and stuff over to the Illuminate front. You guys fight on the bot front as well. I feel like it'd be more of a stretch for me to ask you guys to either put forces on Patch Bay or Partheon. Sniper wants forces on Partheon. I want on Patch Bay going down to Gatara to set up a defense to stop the gloom from spreading. If you can see how the lines connect, boom, boom, boom. If we can get these two planets, we can keep them from spreading, keeping the evacuation of the Illuminate, buying us a lot more time. But I figured that would be a stretch asking you guys to do that, so I was going to ask you guys, are you willing to put troops on Genesis Prime and trying to liberate Genesis Prime? That's kind of, I know that was a long ramble. I hope you got all that, but that's kind of my breakdown on everything in a short form of what I was asking.
It's not impossible to shoot for Genesis Prime right now.
Okay.
A lot of my guys they prefer bot front over everything else, but they
Yes.
do dive everywhere overall. Genesis Prime, we would need, just by its resistance rate as it stands, we would at least need 4,000 or 5,000 people on that planet to even make a dent.
Okay. So, and that's not something that you guys are capable of doing, right?
I only have an upwards of 700 I can throw at the problem.
Okay. So, as of right now, would you, like I said, this is a long shot. This is a shot in the dark. Just me asking. There's currently 3,000 people on Patch Bay. I have a couple of factions that I'm in contact with that had said maybe they will send forces there. I have a couple of factions that have said yes, they will send people to Partheon. There's only 400 at Partheon. With the 3,000 people being here, is it possible to get a small group force or a major group force on Patch Bay to help the Rag Divers set up a defense from that gloom spreading? And with Patch Bay also including, when Patch Bay is liberated, including Kataria. Is that a possibility? Like I said, that's a shot in the dark. Just kind of me just coming out of pocket, not knowing what you guys have going on, just asking.
Backed Bay is a possibility, especially if we can get a few more factions online with this, because currently with its even higher resistance rate, 3,000 people only puts out about a liberation rate of about 0.05 for this level of resistance, seeing it sitting at about a, 0.91, I believe, right now. And so the liberation rate's in the negative right now, so we would need probably about double the amount of people, especially heavily pushing the cities there, to be able to take that. But this is a lot easier an option to go for right now than Genesis.
Now, with Patch Bay, I have a major content creator willing to do a collab video with me, because like I said, people call me the Oracle and stuff like that, and he's willing to put out propaganda. I don't know when in the next, because we have several weeks to almost a month before all this comes into play. Like I said, the next major order is going to be in 3 or 4 days, most likely 4 to 5 days for the next major order up there at the top. But for this, what I'm talking about, the gloom spreading, we have upwards of a month. So when he has time, he's going to put out a propaganda video trying to get as many people as he can at Patch Bay saying, hey, the Oracle has spoken, this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah. You know, and he has like 38,000 subscribers. And then on top of it, I'm a content creator. I have a decent amount of subscribers on TikTok. I have like 200 and something, but most of my videos, like my last video had like almost 100,000 views. The one before that had almost 10,000 views. TikTok, I typically get, or not TikTok, YouTube on my shorts, I typically get anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 views on YouTube, you know, whatever. So with us putting that propaganda out there, I'm hoping to get more forces on Patch Bay.
I can talk to CD. I still remain one of CD's highest ranking officers, as well as a head admin there.
Yeah.
I can most definitely try and get an order out, hopefully in this time frame, but I obviously have a few other people I would have to talk to, but that would add a couple thousand more people to the planet.
Okay. And I have another faction, which honestly, when it comes to this major content creator, the people that I talked to in this faction were very stuck up. I didn't like their response when I asked them. They said, "Oh, when we see the numbers, then we'll send our troops in," and they have like 1,000+ troops. And if they see the numbers come up, they're also going to send 1,000+ troops. But I didn't like the way they responded to me, their attitude. So with the content creator, he's also going to do a video after. I'm going to talk to him about a collab video after we liberate, him making one, doing a shout out for all the factions that were involved and decided to help the Ragdivers in setting up this barricade. So you guys, if you are able to do that, that would be great. Your faction would get a shout out, and then if the Chaos Divers are also willing to do it, let me know, and I will also make sure they get a shout out whenever that video comes.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So Patch Bay it is. Sniper. With that being said, I suggest that we move all forces. The only force, ground force, that's not going to push back because they are very hard-headed, but I love them to death, is the Grind Guard. I feel like the Grind Guard should be our foot soldiers on Partheon, and you should move your troops back. I'm going to talk to the other factions to push theirs to Patch Bay. I feel like all of our forces focus on there, and then from Patch Bay we should all move down to Gartheon. We have about a month max to do this, to set all this into motion. Sniper, are you willing to do that?
I would have to speak with Rin on that one,
Okay.
because me and him currently are on the mindset of helping the Grind Guard in Partion.
Okay. Well,
Because our plan of action was get us and the Grind Guard inside of Partion to just keep hammering it, keep our option to strike it open before we lose that option. Because right now the only way we're hitting Partion is through Garcrox, and if we were to stop hitting it, there is a risk that the Gloom and the Terminus could then push Garcrox, which
yes,
would then remove all opportunities of striking it until Fact Pay is released.
but that's the thing
So
with,
we're trying to hit it while the option is there.
but this is what
Until
I've
we lose
been
that option.
this is what I've been trying to explain to you. Even if they do take Gartux, they have to go through Partheon to get to Patch Bay, and if we have Patch Bay on lock and we have Gateria on lock, then that's 1, 2, 3. Well, they could go over to Garhan. It's still 3 planets that they would have to get through as long as we take Patch Bay. And if they start coming through that area and the gloom spreads through there, Super Earth is not just going to allow that to happen. They're going to put either a major order or kind of like how it says hold Hellmire at the bottom, blah blah blah. We're going to have some type of order to hold that line from them taking that. Like I said, if you want to keep your forces there, that's fine. Especially if I'm able to get the ground forces that I need, I will change my major order to go to Patch Bay. I did do it for um, Partheon because that's where all the forces were going, and I don't have the manpower anyways to do it by myself. So I was like, fuck it, if all the forces are going there, I might as well go there as well. So I'm gonna change my major order to Patch Bay. The Fallen, I appreciate you willing to help us out on Patch Bay. Like I said, that was a real shot in the dark, and you're willing to help us, and you're also willing to see if the CD's willing to get involved. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Listoff's been handled, and we're about to have VOG, so I
Yeah.
don't have too many things to worry about.
Yeah, and like I said, also with Patch Bay, it does include, after Patch Bay, that does include Gateria. Is that fine with you as well?
Depends on where we are sitting once
Yeah, once we
it's
get Patch
taken.
Bay.
Yeah, so once that's taken, if we can get it taken, then definitely a sit down and revisit about the next plan of action will
Okay. All right.
definitely be needed.
I'm 110% fine with that. That. I mean,
I'm
beggars
sorry to
can't be
say I'd have to
choosers.
disagree with that.
Why?
We're running out of time.
We
I
had
don't want to be that guy, but
we have.
Group 5's going to either fall to the Illumina or it's going to fall to the Gloom.
This is the
It's
thing.
going to fall to one of them.
We have.
Now we are not at a point where we can take one planet, reset
Sniper.
down, and
We have over
it
a
needs to be
month.
plan of action.
We have over a month before it reaches that point. Right now, we have almost a month, less than a month before it reaches Trandar and Gateria. We have
Exactly.
to we
We're
have to
running out of
focus.
time.
We have to
This is what I'm saying
focus
to you,
on
Andre.
one
We're
thing at
running
a
out of
time.
sitting down. We're running out of time by sitting down, going through the bureaucracy, all of this. It needs to be a straight plan of action. We're hitting here, 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 and here. Done.
But
And
that's
everybody just sticks to that. If we keep going back and forth on bureaucracy, nothing's going to get done.
we are. But what do you mean things are getting done? This is how politics work. Just like with the situation with you and the GOL, and I told you this is how things like this work. Didn't I get that situation resolved? How many times do I have to sit there and be right on situations before you sit back and be like, okay, IV knows what he's talking about. Let me trust IV's judgment for once and just go with it. I know you have a lot of pride, and I'm not trying to step on your pride, and I know exactly what you're saying. That is a big concern, but as of right now, we can't force nobody to do anything. It is not our position to say, hey, move your soldiers here. All we can do is ask, and all we can do is if they're saying, hey, we need to set up another meeting for this next planet, we'll help you with this planet. Beggars can't be choosers. Let's get what we got. Let's take the deal. And when it comes to this, if things go well here, if they see that the next major order is in one of the sectors that I said, and all these things play out this way, and everything's playing out the way I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Fallen has a good enough head on his shoulder to be like, oh, okay, IV seems like he knows what he's talking about, and he will also be willing to help us. I mean, I've been.
The reason I'm saying this is because I'm looking at. The reason I'm saying this right now is because it's taking 11 days right now for a planet with almost 36,000 people in it. That's taking 11 days. We ain't going to have those numbers on two planets that's harder to take.
Well, that's also thanks to Arrowhead's broken liberation system, and then them also deciding to add fucking megacities to every goddamn planet. The way things sit currently, we can't make a plan to take multiple planets or take, like, we attack here, get here, go here, and then here. With how Joel is and him throwing his fucking hissy fits every other goddamn day, our entire plan we just discussed now for Fact Bay could be out the fucking toilet by tomorrow. Because, I mean, a couple months ago, we took 3 planets over on the bot front that was impossible to take, and then Joel threw a fucking hissy fit, and then next thing you know, fucking 6 sectors are now under the bot control, because he threw fucking level 10 resistance fucking bot attacks to all those planets, because he was pissed that we were taking planets. For all we know, Joel could give us the middle finger tomorrow and be like, yeah, so the gloom's spreading faster now, and like it's about as fast as it did before. Well, and then next thing you know, this entire sector we're looking at currently is gone.
Exactly, and that's
we can only plan one planet at a time,
yes.
And even then, that's taking a risk.
Yep.
Knowing fucking how Joel and Arrowhead are.
And he's exactly right on that. And on top of that, like I said, the plan, obviously, if you're looking at the map, if you're looking at everything is, the plan is, and what his plan was with the Illuminate this whole time for them wanting to take the Meridia sector is literally push the gloom towards them. They're going to evacuate. They're going to go for the Meridia sector. And I've been saying this. I've been predicting this. And that's what's going on. So yeah, we could take Patch Bay and then go for there, and then he could be like, oh, okay, no, we're not going to do that. Funnel all forces into there, make it impossible for them to take it because they're fucking with my plan on what I wanted to do.
We're sitting around going over what ifs. This is the problem of bureaucracy.
How many what ifs do I have to be right on, though? How many what ifs do I have to be right on before it's like, oh, okay, IV knows what he's talking about?
How many what ifs is it going to take before we start actually acting?
I mean, how many what ifs?
Understanding on this.
I'm just going to come out directly and state this now. The GOL's tired of the taking shit too seriously with this game. I love this game dearly. I have a couple thousand hours in this game, but I'm also not going to sit around and listen to back and forth arguing when it comes to what plan of action to take. I can point at a planet and tell my people to take it. I can point at a planet and tell the CD to take it all day fucking long. That's not an issue. My issue comes when the arguing for what a plan of action should be. As I stated, there's a lot of what ifs and a lot of uncertainty when it comes to the Galactic War, especially right now, especially with Arrowhead trying to do 3 different main storylines at once. Because I look at this from outside of a lore perspective. I look at this from a game development and a game storyline development point of view. Right now, our best option is to focus a planet at a time and take it slow, but also dedicated to our plan. But also, like I said, I am not going to sit around and waste my time listening to people argue.
Exactly.
Why didn't you shut the door?
My bad.
No, I'm not doing it.
I like you both. You're both really chill people. However, I will not deal with the arguing during meetings like this. Sniper, I understand your frustrations, and trust me, I would love to be able to sit down, make a plan of action for a couple planets, maybe an entire sector. But as things stand in the instability of this game, that's just not possible right now. But I would also rather be playing fucking Battlefield 6 right now, because this game is in such a broken state, and Arrowhead refuses to actually give us a timeline when they're going to fucking fix it. I'm just burnt out from dealing with all the bugs and the exploits and all of that, and so are a lot of my people. So even though I can point at a planet and tell a couple thousand people to take it from 2 different factions, the question is how many of those people are actually going to listen, because the game's so broken right now, no one wants to play.
Damn.
I mean, he got the point.
Thing is, we're looking at this from a single faction point of view of, yes, faction by faction, we need to sit down and figure out who's going for what. But what I'm saying is, what we need to do is get every single faction together and say, right, who was focusing on what point? Because right now, as far as I'm aware, the Grand Guard, Steel Lords, and GFTP are going to push Party on to cause as much damage as possible there and slow things up to try and buy everybody else time, so everybody else can go, right, planet, take it, sit down, planet, take it. But as it currently stands, that's literally asking 46 people on a hope and prayer to buy weeks, when what Ivy is describing is we have a month.
Yep.
And last thing I want to be doing in 2 weeks' time is coming back, sitting down for another 2 or 3 hours that we could have spent using to be in action dealing with it.
Sniper, this is the thing. It doesn't have to take 2 or 3 hours. We could have been done when they said, yes, we're going to send troops to Patch Bay. That's why me and you are always bumping heads, because I get shit done, and then you sit there and like, oh no, let's do this, this, and this. And I'm trying to tell you, no, I'm doing this, this, and this. Just listen to what I'm saying. Help me out. I asked you for your help. I asked you the same way you said, hey, you needed help with this planet, and I helped you with that planet, is the same way me saying, hey, I need your help with this planet. You come in, you say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this, and I said, okay, fine. I will sit there and stop what I'm doing, and I'll help you do this. I have the Fallen come in. He's making very valid points. One, I don't want to sit up and argue either. It's pointless. The game is in a broken state. He can sit there and tell his faction the same way I could tell my faction, hey, I have 70 people total between the TikTok, YouTube, and the Discord, and I could tell all my people, hey, go to this planet, but how many people are actually going to listen and do that? The same way I can tell my people, hey, wear this armor, don't use this weapon, and like I said earlier to you the other day, he's making a very valid point. The most he can do, that's what I'm saying, we can't just all sit down as a faction and be like, oh yeah, well, this time of day this person tax, this time, because it doesn't work that way. We literally have to do what we're doing now. Sit down, hey, let's do this, let's focus on one planet, let's get this planet, the next planet, okay, if it works, it works, if not, we have to change tactics. We sit down again, we talk about something else. That's how he was saying, looking at it from a game developer state and everything like that. That's how I'm able to predict what's happening next. I'm looking at it by the map, what the factions have going on, what the enemies have going on, and then I'm looking at, okay, what does the game developer have going on? What does the game developer want to do next?
That's looking at it from the impression that if everybody in the game currently was working together, that's the way you could do it, but I'm going to throw the biggest spanner in the works. Everyone's going to help out, not to be nice, because they have their own reasons to. I'm only helping out because I can see the Gloom pushing the Illuminate into my area. CD will help out because the Gloom's going to push down to their area and possibly do the same thing. Any faction that's really in the automaton sector won't want to help out because their homeworlds are taken over. You can't
The
just look at
Fallen,
it from a game dev perspective and also not a lore perspective.
I'm saying, yes, I'm saying look at it from both. The Fallen literally just said that they would help us. That's what we came to sit down and talk about. The conversation is over. They said they would help us on Patch Bay. They're going to help us on Patch Bay. Now, if they're saying, hey, they want to sit down and talk about Katara after we get Patch Bay and we're going to look at the map and see what's going on then, bro, we can't argue with them on that and be like, yes, this. And then we sure as hell can't argue back and forth. Like I said, nobody wants to hear that shit. And I argued with you about the same exact shit yesterday, so I don't want to argue with you about it today.
As I've said, I'm going to have to speak to Rin about whether we're going to switch our major orders, because at the moment he's under the impression that we're going full on Partion.
Okay, keep your forces full on Partion. If that's what you guys want to do, and you guys want to buy us time doing that, I am fine with that. Do that. But if they're willing to help me, and if these other factions are willing to help me go to Patch Bay and set up a perimeter there, then that's what we're going to do.
Partion's a lost cause right now unless you can throw 80,000 divers at it. Its decay rate is currently sitting at a 1.5%. Our liberation rate of the planet isn't even sitting at a full percent. You have 373 people there currently that are sitting there twiddling their thumbs up their asses, praying and hoping they do something somehow that would liberate the planet. But currently the planet's in a stalemate at 0% liberated. That planet's not getting liberated unless you can throw 60 to 80,000 people at it, and even then, that's a big question. The major thing people need to focus is the outer gloom planets, and once those are done, then you can move forward into it. However, there's only so much we can do with any planets that are showing signs of gloom or in the gloom due to Arrowhead's storyline currently happening. So, with that logic, Fact Bay would be the most logical point of interest to attack at this very moment. And then any planets above Fact Bay that still need to be taken, we move on to those. After those are done, then we can worry about any planets lying on the outer rims of the gloom or new gloom.
Well, I'm glad that we agree on that point, because every faction I've talked to, I've literally had to disagree with and beg and plead, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I need help with, and ain't nobody want to listen to me. So you seem like you got a good head on your shoulders. I think Sniper has a good head on his shoulders too, and he's got a good cause. But Sniper, I tell you this all the time, bro. You just got a lot of pride.
I know how this game works inside and out.
And he left. I don't know why he left. He probably got mad at me.
Works inside and out. I've played this game for a little over 5,000 hours between 3 different accounts. Like,
Well,
once
Sniper's
people
mad.
understand how it works,
Yeah, and
it's not a hard concept to grasp, but a lot of people don't understand how it works, and that's the biggest issue.
exactly. And I got, bro, I only have like 300 hours in it, but bro, I'm very good with strategic shit. I keep up with the lore of the game. I keep up with the whatever it's called, the developers and what they're doing. So that's why I'm able to predict like what's going to happen, looking at the map, like you said, the storyline that they're trying to tell. So yeah, and like I said, if Sniper wants to get mad, bro, and do whatever he wants to do, bro, I really hope he didn't just get mad and leave, because he did that last time me and him was talking over the phone, over a phone call, and that shit really pisses me off. Like I said, I don't want to fucking argue with nobody, bro. It's a fucking game. Like, bitch, I'm trying to have fun with this shit. I have my own lore, my own story wise that I do for YouTube. Everything I do is for content. I'm a content creator. Like, bro, I don't, you feel me? That makes sense?
I get you, brother.
Yeah.
As a streamer myself, I
Yeah.
get it.
So the RP, the role play of it is what I feed into, and I love his energy because he's so heavy into the RP. But then when it comes time to talk about outside the RP and like talk to him now, he just doesn't want to go for it. He just lets his pride get in the way. I'm like, bro, just come on, man. Listen to what I'm telling you. I've been 4 for 4, bro. I'm But yeah, so Patch Bay, bro, I appreciate that. I guess yeah, he really threw me off with that shit. He kind of threw me out my groove on my RP, bro. He kind of threw me out. So I apologize on that.
Oh, you're all good, man. When it comes to shit like this, I'm gonna be completely fucking honest with you. I prefer talking about it mainly from an out of RP standpoint.
Yeah.
Bringing RP into shit like this, it creates a whole fucking mess.
Yeah, it does. But like I said, that's mainly what because my channel, I write stories for Helldivers. I do a lot of clips and shit like that too, but that's mainly what my channel is the RP side of it. So that's why I try to keep it in there, but it does make it complicated at times.
Yeah, no, I get it. My server, like, the biggest part of my server is our RP side of things. Like, we have our story going back fucking almost 2 years now. Like, I get it. I love the RP dearly, but some days it's just you have to look outside from the RP standpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
And my biggest point with that was you never know when Joel's going to throw a wrench in everything, and then everything's going downhill.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably what'll end up happening here anyways, but it's still, it adds to the RP to try to do these meetings and to do all this. You know what I'm saying? It's all for fun, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
So also with that said, a lot of your guys are into the RP. A lot of my guys are into the RP. I talked to Bearded about doing a Laffy's Pizza deal with you guys, about putting a Laffy's Pizza on Lathos. Since we're done talking about this, we can go ahead and talk back into that. About putting a Laffy's Pizza on Lathos. Is that something that we can make possibility? Because I am a loyalist faction. I know that you guys aren't a loyalist faction, but I feel like Laffy's Pizza is for all factions, loyalists or non-loyalists, as long as you guys aren't TKing, which I talked to Bearded about this, as long as you guys aren't TKing, doing in-game assassinations on presidents and blah, 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 like lore-wise, you get what I'm saying, lore-wise for your guys' group and stuff.
There's presidents in your game?
Yeah, presidents and diplomats and, just into the RP of it, and you guys aren't doing none of that, then I feel like you guys should have a Laffy's Pizza in your guys' sector or on your guys' planet.
I can talk to some of my guys over it. There's a few things I would have to go over myself, see how doing something like that would fit into our lore, both with faction and planet, because
Pizza.
yeah, there's a few things to consider. Like, I'm not saying I'm not interested in the idea. I'm very interested in the idea. I love doing shit like especially silly, funny shit like that with other factions, but it's just something I'll have to look into.
Yeah.
To see if it would fit into the lore of everything.
And I also talked to Bearded about doing debates with your guys, because I also do a lot of debates like, because, you know, you guys are a non-Loyals faction, I'm a Loyals faction, so in the RP of it, like, oh, Super Earth is right because of this. Well, no, Super Earth's not right because of this, da-da-da. And I keep my debates very peaceful. Bro, I don't argue with anybody except for fucking Sniper, honestly. He's the only one I ever have to argue with. But you can ask Irish Potato. I did a debate with him. I was supposed to do a debate with Ritsu, Princess Ritsu, but I had a lot going on, and me and him were never able to do a debate. He's also in the server. But setting up, if we do come to a part where we set up a Laffy's Pizza, maybe having something on your guys' Discord where it's the Laffy's Pizza, and then like people could come over and do debates and live streams and stuff like that with people from my channels, because a couple of my other guys do YouTube, and they also are big into the RP and debates and stuff like that. Kind of just, and then vice versa, have people from my group come over there and debate against your guys and just stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely be something to look into and all that. Obviously, a few more details to iron out, but
Yeah,
right
like I said, he kind of threw me off with the whole one thing, so I'm really not in the RP mood right now. So, but like I said, that's kind of what my other proposition was for the Laffy's Pizza and the debating and shit like that.
right.
What? What'd you say?
Oh, but making fun of Melly's show.
Oh. Well,
She's watching,
I guess what are you finna jump on a different game, or are you gonna run some of those?
I am going to hop on a different game after I deal with some shit over my server that came up, so I'm going to be hopping out of here, dealing with that, and then I'm going to hop on a different game for the
Okay.
time being.
Alrighty. Well, like I said, I do appreciate you guys helping us out with Patch Bay. Just shoot me a text if you're able to get the CD over on Patch Bay as well, and well, just keep me updated on that end. Just keep me updated with what's going on everything, Laffy's Pizza, all that.
Oh, absolutely. I'll keep you updated on everything, especially the CD side of things as it currently stands. Their storyline, they're needing a lot of E710 anyway, so I might be able to convince them to get on Fact Bay using that. So
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for jumping in.
no problem. It was an honor meeting you, brother. You take care.
All right. Take it easy. All right, everybody. So we do have aid coming to Patch Bay. Hopefully we'll have a couple more thousand getting in there. All that good stuff. We'll see how that goes. Everybody, I appreciate y'all dropping into the live stream. Appreciate you, Big, for stopping by. I know you wasn't able to drop into the meeting. I hope you caught a little bit of what was going on. I'm sorry we had to do it so early. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So take it easy. IV out.